Let's go back to obviously the contract stages. You put I think a tweet or there was a statement that you put out that you said you were not willing to jump on a flight to the UK until it was possible to sign contracts. You did obviously eventually jump on the plane and come to the UK, but how tough have negotiations been? I know Joseph put a tweet out saying 65-35, but you probably can't mention the splits at the moment, but was it tough?
Look, no, I wouldn't say tough. But you know, the financial offer has improved considerably during the course of the negotiation, and we didn't quite get that 65-35. We got close. Our side compromised a little, and their side compromised a little. And I think where it ended up is fair to both parties. I mean, we respect the fact that Joshua is a gold medal winner, that he's a superstar. We respect the fact that he is, you know, selling out stadiums and bringing a lot of broadcast revenue, so he deserves to be paid more, and he's getting paid substantially more, and we've no complaints about that. But also, you know, Joseph Parker started on the pads at age 3, and he's now 26, unbeaten, and in all those amateur training camps and pro fights from then to now, he's never been off his feet, not once, which is quite extraordinary. But he, you know, that's a massive commitment. So, you know, if he's going to put it all on the line in a unification bout, we also have to feel that he's being paid fairly. And so I think in the end we got to a place where both parties can feel happy, and I think in our opinion it was a fair compromise. How
was the dealings with Eddie Hearn? I know you and him have had a lot of back and forth over Twitter. I saw on Sky Sports where you again back and forth, but how's Eddie Hearn?
I find him good to deal with. He's probably one of the best people I've dealt with in the sport of boxing. He doesn't have an ego problem. He'll listen when, you know, it's a proper collaboration. He'll consult us on things. You know, we can move quick. Like once we started getting close to the deal, Eddie and I hashed out the final things. We didn't squabble over gloves or ring size. You know, things like referees and officials. He was sensible, and we were sensible. The most difficult part of negotiation was that rapist ratio. But once we broke the back of that, it's been plain sailing.
So this isn't a mandatory defence. Obviously, this is a voluntary fight that both fighters wanted. Is there a rematch clause?
There'll be a rematch. Should Parker win, Joshua will get a rematch. Again, I think that's fair. Because of what Joshua's achieved and what he's bringing to the promotion, we're comfortable with having a one-way rematch clause like that. I think it's appropriate given what Joshua's bringing to the table.
Do you think that fight that Joseph had with Hughie Fury gave him great experience of fighting on Newcastle? Will that be in his favour? Will that help at all?
I don't buy into where the fight is irrelevant. A ring is a ring. You know, if they built the ring in the North Pole, and Joseph's very unflappable. Like people go on about Eddie. I heard Eddie talking about how's he going to feel walking in front of 80,000 people. He won't care. He'll be grinning and smiling and listen to music in the dressing room and walk into that ring like it's home. I've never seen anyone so relaxed and at home in the ring. He's fought in a big Klitschko undercard before in Germany, Joseph's unflappable, I think. And then the other thing, of course, is in the audience there's going to be tens of thousands of New Zealanders there supporting Parker and Samoans, and then Welsh. There'll be a lot of Welsh that want to see Parker knock Joshua out. So it won't necessarily be all a Joshua crowd on the night.
So in terms of just going back, you mentioned about the rematch. Will that rematch, if it was to happen, is an immediate rematch? Because once if Joseph was to capture 3 belts, I'm guessing more chances of more mandatories coming in the way, potentially.
Look, I'm not going to say what the contract says, but I'd say that I think the parties will want to have a rematch fairly promptly. That's my opinion.
And will the roles change in who's kind of gets the biggest side of the purse?
Yeah, you'd expect that if Parker had won and there's a rematch, you'd expect Parker to get a bigger share.
So obviously after Joe's fight against Hughie Fury, Eddie really wanted to kind of make, I think, the Tony Bellew fight, the Dillon White fight as well. Is there any reason why those fights didn't materialise, or was this the key fight that you're looking out for?
No. After Fury, we were looking at multiple options, and we were only going to take the Joshua fight if the deal was right. So initially we were mapping out, 3 or 4 options and publicly campaigning for the Joshua fight. And slowly over time, the Joshua deal got better and better to the point that it was the right deal at the right time. And it's at that time we did the deal. Bellew, we didn't take Bellew seriously. You know, he was an obnoxious blowhard when we met him. He was know-it-all on everything. And I mean, frankly, we think Parker would wipe the ring with Bellew. And you know, I think he'd be lucky to get past David Hay. But you know, Bellew would be a good fight because it would be low risk, high return. So we would have seen that. But you know, he was tied up with David Hay anyway. And Dillon White, yeah, the Dillon White option's always there. And you know, that might be a fight that happens at some time in the future.
I know the Dillon White Lucas Brown fight only was announced this week, I believe, and the delay was that Lucas was hoping to fight Joseph for the World WBO title. So were you also at the same time negotiating with Eddie, also trying to have a kind of a plan B in case it didn't work out?
Yes, correct. And I was open with the Hatton team were great. Lucas, I was open with them and said that we were negotiating, looking at it as a plan B, but if the Joshua fight happens, we need to take the Joshua fight. And they were comfortable and supportive and good to deal with. I think Lucas Brown, someone that Joseph will fight at some point in the near future. He'd be a good voluntary, he's unbeaten, he's a big puncher. And it would be a big New Zealand-Australia event if that did happen.
Just want to talk a little bit about yourself, Dave. You're a very unique individual. You have a different personality. Look at the promoters out there, the Bob Arons, the Oscars, the Eddies, the Frank Warrens, etc., etc. Very kind of old school. Not Eddie as much, but really relaxed. You're very much an open individual. I saw you obviously at the Huey Fury press conference, very vocal. When you don't want something, you're going to say it. But just talk a little bit about yourself as an individual.
Oh, I don't know. I'd like to think I'm pretty straight shooting. You know, that Fury press conference, the contract required us to approve the referee. Peter, Huey's father, had shaken my hand and saying the referee neutral. And the WBO wanted neutral referee, but the board ignored all of us. And so I'm not blaming Peter Fury. I think Peter was sort of almost on my side, and so I was a bit frustrated, and I sent a lot of letters and thought it was a bit of an outrage that they would try and put a referee in two of Huey's last two fights, like put a house referee in. Even if it isn't bad, it looks bad. And so I walked in the press conference knowing I had two jobs to do. One, highlight what I thought was a problem with the officials, and two, put the fight on the map, because it wasn't getting much media coverage. And so that scene I caused kind of killed two birds with one stone. You know, we got to change the referee, and everyone started talking about the fight. And so, you know, it was just an honest expression of frustration. And so, I'd like to be fairly open and straightforward. And just like the Joshua thing, it's like people seem shocked when we talk about his chin. It's like telling the truth seems to shock people. I don't know why. Like, so what? It's just a fact. You can, if you Google it, anyone can find footage of Joshua being tried by using Google. I think our crime was to discuss it. It's just, again, odd. So I guess our style is just to be authentic.
So, just finally finishing off, Dave, obviously, come March 31st, what would it mean to you if Joseph is crowned the new WBA Super IBF and still WBO World Champion and holds three of the four main belts in the division? It'll be one of the most
remarkable achievements in New Zealand sporting history for a young New Zealand Samoan to do that in front of maybe 1 billion viewers on television, you know, an 80,000 crowd. It's never been done by anyone from New Zealand before. It would be a piece of history that the whole team, I think, and everyone who's contributed could feel very proud of, and it'll be a bit of fun. And
what's the plan for celebration?
Oh, I don't know yet. I'll tell you what I could do with a bit of a holiday, so I wouldn't mind.
Well, you live in New Zealand, a hot country, beautiful scenery. Why would you want to leave that country? Look at us here in England, we just get rain all the time.
Yeah, it was nice, but that time of year I might try and get down to the Mediterranean or something and have a look around parts of the world I haven't seen.
Yeah, well, if you need a cameraman to follow you around, just holler at me. David Higgins, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate your generosity, obviously, me pestering you for the last couple of days. And we'll hopefully catch up with you tomorrow at the press conference and look forward to spending more time with you during Fight Week.
Yes, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
David Higgins for FightHype.com, thank you. very much.